Good morning, my chickadees. Oh, how I miss you. I just want to give you a great big hug. A great big bear hug because I love bears. Do you notice anything different? I trimmed my bangs. They look okay. Has anybody else gotten a haircut at home during this time of, what are they calling it? Isolation? Resting at home? I don't know, whatever. During this school at home session. Anybody else gotten a haircut? Anybody else in a new pair of pajamas? It's kind of fun to do school in pajamas. Heads up, I have another wacky thing to wear on Wednesday, so get ready for that. Today we are doing lesson number 110 in your 3rd grade math book. This is titled 9 as a factor. Okay, so I'm not going to do section number 1 with you. You know how to do that. What does it start with? Oh, 0 times 9 is 0, and 1 times 9 is 9, okay? And then you just keep going. The one thing I do want to talk about with you, though, is that there's this really cool, there's 2 cool tricks. I'll do one on your hands and then one on the board, okay? I use the one on the board way more often than I use the one on my hands, but this is a really cool trick to do with your hands. Okay, you see this? All right, put your hands out. Now, when you want to know an answer in your 9 times table, okay, so say you want to know 9 times 4. You start on your left hand, okay? All right, start on your left hand, and you count down the number of fingers that you're multiplying times 9. So we said 9 times 4, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. You put that finger down, and now however many fingers you have on the left is your tens digit. And however many fingers you have on the right is your ones digit, okay? So 9 times 4 is 1, 2, 3, 30, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36. Okay, let's try times 5, all right? 9 times 5, put up your fingers, and you count starting on your left hand on the pinky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you put that down. And now whatever you have on the left is your tens digit, and whatever you have on the right is your ones digit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 40, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 4 is 36. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And now I'll show you the one on the board. This one is really cool. I used this on our times table test. These are the tricks of the trade, my chickadees. The tricks of the trade. Okay, in your 9 times table, your tens place is going to go up, and your ones place is going to go down, okay? So they kind of go like this. All right, with the numbers, okay? So our first answer is 9, like 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99. Can you see that one? Okay, so this is a 0 right now, and this is a 9, and then this line goes up. Do you see that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this line goes down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then it starts all over again with 9. So you see, this line goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then this line goes down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 9. And the next number is 108. So you see how it goes 9, 8. That's kind of cool, isn't it? I totally use this on the math times table test. What? I totally do. Okay? So that's one way to work on your 9 times table. You can also use your fingers, but in the times table test, you don't have time to use your fingers. It is literally physically impossible to finish your times table test in 6 minutes by counting on your fingers or adding on your piece of paper. It's not possible to finish that way. You have to memorize it. You don't have to be super smart to know your times table. You just have to be willing to do the work. It's discipline, not brains. Okay, anybody can know them. Now, as we begin, we're gonna put our name and date in the top of your page. My name is Miss Caitlin. Yes, it is. Not married yet. Keep praying. Miss Caitlin, and today's date is April, oh my gosh, 6th. Happy birthday, Lila. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lila. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, yeah, to you. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday. Everybody, text Lila, happy birthday. Or send her an email, or make her a card. Make her a card, send it in the mail. Ooh, somebody. Okay, I'll put it on the board. In grape. Happy birthday, Lila. Ooh, chic. Ooh, chic. Okay, here we go. Oh no, don't do that. Luckily my pants are black. I can just wipe it off. Okay, section 3 says tell what fractional part is blue. So remember, a fraction has 3 parts and each part has its own name. All right, so let's just do this. We'll say 4/6 for Lila's birthday. Okay, the number on the top is the numerator. The number on the bottom is the denominator, down below. And then the bar in the middle is called the fraction bar. Okay, fraction bar, numerator, denominator. So, in order to know what fractional part is blue, you find your denominator. You count every single part, and that is your denominator on the bottom. And then you count the blue parts, and that's your numerator on the top. Okay, here we go. 3A has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So that is our denominator. And how many parts are blue? 1, 2. That is your numerator. And this also has another name. If you'd like, you can put it in parentheses. That is also called 1/2. Okay, here we go. 3B. We count all the parts first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is your denominator. It goes on the bottom. And then you count the blue parts. 1, 2, 3. That is your numerator. That goes right on tippy top right there. We have 3/8. Here we go. 3C. 1, 2, 3 parts total. That's the number on the bottom. That is your denominator. And then we count the blue, 1. Okay, that's your numerator. 1/3 is blue. And here we have 1, 2 parts total. That's your number on the bottom. That is your denominator. And 1 is blue. Okay, the chunk that is blue, that's 1. The chunk that's blue is 1. The chunk that's blue is 1, 2, 3. And the chunk that's blue is 1, 2. All the little chunks that you want to talk about, what a funny word, is your numerator. All of the parts possible is your denominator. Okay, so here we go over to section 4. This is where we start to learn how to speak fractions, okay? There are two special denominators that have special names. That's number 2 as your denominator and number 3 as your denominator. When you have a number 3 on the bottom as a denominator, we call that a third, okay? And when you have a 2 on the bottom as a denominator, we call that a half. All right, these are 2 that you definitely need to memorize. All other numbers on the bottom, the way that a listener or a reader knows that you're talking about fractions is you add 2 or 3 letters at the end of the number. The 2 letters you will always add at the end of the number are T and H. And if your numerator is more than 1, then you will add T, H, S, because the letter that we add when we have more than one thing is the letter S, meaning plural or more than one. Okay? Rabacus, no! I was scared. Because of the wonderful things he does. Okay? The Lord made it that way. That's why. All right, so here, I'll display for you. We have the number 8 on the bottom. To show that that is a fraction, we add the letter TH. It already has a T at the end, so you just have to add the letter H. E-I-G-H-T-H, eighth. And because there's more than 1 on top, see that, more than 1, we also add an S. Eighths, okay? So here we go. 1/2. The first word will always be your numerator. The first word will always be your numerator, and the second word will be your denominator, okay? We know that the word 1 means 1, so we put that on the top as our numerator. And then half is that special name for when we have a 2 on the bottom. Okay, so that's 1/2. I want you to start memorizing that. Okay, 1/2 equals 1/2. 1 is your first word that you write. The numerator, you're always going to write the numerator first. In this case, it's 1. 1. And here we go. Our denominator is 4, so we're going to add the special letters. Okay. To show that it is a fraction, we're going to add the special letter TH at the end of the word for the number 4. F-O-U-R-T-H. Okay, this is 1/4. Here we have 1/3. The first word is your numerator, so put that on top. The second word is your denominator, and we know that third is a special word for when they have the number 3 on the bottom. Okay, so that's our denominator. I have to start memorizing that. Okay, 2. 2 is our numerator. That is the word we're going to write first. T-W-O. And then 5. Ooh, fifth. 5 is another special one that you have to memorize. Fifth. Fifth. It's not 5th, it's 5th. Okay? F-I-F-T-H. F-I-F-T-H. And because we have more than 1 on top, we also have to add the S. Okay? Here they say 2/3. 2 is the numerator. That's the first word. The second word is thirds. We know that's a special name for the number 3. And our final fraction that we have to turn into a word is 2/7. 2 is the numerator. That is the first word we're going to write. 2, and then 7. We spell the word 7, and then we add THS because there's more than 1 on top. All right, so 7, S-E-V-E-N, and add our special fractional letters, T-H-S. Very good, very good. Here is your board. If you need time to copy it down, you may take it. I'm going to erase this. Yes, 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 yes. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. We'll see you soon because we do fractions forever. We see you very soon. Okay, here's that. It's still happening. Do you need to copy it? If you do, pause the video right now and finish it. I'm erasing. Goodbye. Goodbye. We see you again very soon because we do fractions forever. Fractions forever. Welcome to the rest of your life. Ha. Okay, where's my book? All right, it fell on the floor. That's what that one big flop was. Flop. Onomatopoeia. Ooh, chic. Okay, section number 5 says answer. They want to know how many parts it takes to make a whole for each fraction. Your denominator will always tell you how many parts it takes to make one whole, right? Our fractions have a numerator and a denominator. The denominator says how many parts there are possible, and the numerator says how many parts we're using. If you want to make one whole for a fraction, you got to fill in all the parts. Yep. So the fraction bar is actually a division symbol. Let's say that we had 6 over 6. That reads 6 divided by 6. And we know that that equals 1. Very good. Very good. Because 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract that. That's 0. Is 0 less than 6? Yes, it is. Anything to bring down? No, there's not. Do we have a remainder? No, we don't. Our answer is 1. 1 whole. Okay? That was really fast. That's something you're going to get again and again and again and again and again. Okay, so they want to know how many parts it takes to make one whole. Well, we can do one of two things. We can look at the denominator and copy the denominator, or you can count all the parts. Okay, so we have 5, A through E. Okay, so in 5A, they have a circle. All right, and it says 1/2. So you can count the parts, 1, 2. You can also see that the denominator is 2. The answer is it takes 2 parts to make one whole with halves. All right, how many thirds does it take to make one whole? Well, you can count all the parts, 1, 2, 3. Or you can look at the denominator, which is the same, 3. And you can say it takes 3 parts. All right, and how many fourths does it take to make one whole? Well, you can count all the parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can look at the denominator, 4, and then you can write the number 4, okay? And fifths, fifths is a difficult fraction. It's like putting a star in the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The denominator is 5. So the answer is 5. And last one, 6. Do that, baby, in a peace sign for thirds and then break them up into even more parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or the denominator. And your answer is 6. How many sixths does it take to make one whole? 6. How many fifths does it take? 5. How many fourths does it take? 4. How many thirds does it take? 3. How many halves does it take? 2. Boom, boom. Anybody been working out? Yay! Okay. Finally, here we are. The word problems. Here we go. 2A word problem, yeah. Mrs. Patroni is on her way to reducing diet. She could only have 1,200 calories per day. How many calories should she have at each of the 3 meals? Well, there we go. Gonna take all the calories that she can have. 1,200. She's going to eat 3 times in the day. here we go. We're going to divide by 3. And so, yeah, here, long division. You can only divide it to a number equal to or greater than your divisor. You can only skip at the beginning. And if you can't skip and you can't divide, your only option is 0. We will use all of those rules right now. 1 is not equal to or greater than 3, so we must skip it, and now we look at 12. 12 is greater than 3. 3 goes into 12 4 times. So you put your guess right over the number 4. And then you go 4 times 3 equals 12. Subtract. 12 minus 12 is 0. Then we compare. Is 0 less than 3? Yes, it is. So we bring down. 0. 0 is not equal to or greater than 3. We cannot divide into it. And we cannot skip. So our only option is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 is less than 3. Then we go to bring down. 0 is not divisible by 3. So we can't divide and we can't skip. Our only option is 0. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 is less than 3. Very good. There is nothing else to bring down. We do not have a remainder. So our answer is 400. Yeah, but 400 what? 400 pretty pink ponies in a field? I don't think so. What's the final question? How many calories should she have at each of the 3 meals? So I use my question in my answer. I say she should have 400 calories at each meal. All right, and then I write it out. Squeaky clean. And then I circle it because I love me. And you love Miss Caitlin. And you want her to not go crazy trying to find your answer in all your books, right? So you give it a big circle to say, I'm done. This is my final answer. She should have 400 calories at each meal. Very good. Very, very, very good. All right. That's it for that. And now this next one's a little bit more complicated. I went and I looked at it and I went, so what? Is feasible? My gosh. You must think they're very smart. Well, I do. Here we go. Emily received $4.50 for caring for her little brother. She did a chore, she got paid. Her grandmother sent her $5 as a surprise. Oh my gosh. Emily spent 70 cents for candy, $3.29 for a toy for her brother, and gave $2.25 to the Sunday school offering. How much money does Emily now have? All right, so receiving means add. Spent means subtract, okay? So clue words. Remember I before E, except after C. R-E-C-E-I-V-E, receive means add. Spent means subtract, okay? Receive means add, spent means subtract. So, she cared for her little brother and got $4.50, right? So she received that. And then her grandmother sent her money too. So we add, she also received money from her grandmother, and receive means add. So we're going to add what she earned and add what she received as a surprise. 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. And bring down your decimal point and your dollar sign. So she's starting with how much? She's starting with $9.50. And now it says she spent. Spent means subtract. Okay, so we have to subtract everything she did with that money. She bought candy, she brought her little brother a toy, and she gave some away to Sunday school. Okay, so all those things we're going to take away from the total that she received. So what I like to do is I like to add up what we're going to subtract as a group first. All right, so 0.70 for candy, 3.29 for her brother, and 2.25 for her church. Now please make sure your decimal points are lined up. Your numbers in the ones place, and your numbers in the tens place, and your number in the hundreds place. I call this the hundreds because it takes 100 cents to make $1. How many cents does it take to make $1? 100 of them. So this is the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. So we're going to add them up. 0 plus 9 is 9, and 9 plus 5 is 14. Here we go. We put the 4, we carry the 1. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. And 10 plus 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 1, don't, this is the, oh, meow. We're not using that one anymore, okay? So 1 plus 3 is 4. And 4 plus 2 is 6. We bring that down, and we bring that down. All right, are we done? No, we've also added up what we have to subtract. These are all the things that she spent. And so this is the number that we need to subtract. So we take her total, and we go minus $6.24. $6.24. 0 minus 4 can't be done. What? Because the top number is smaller than the bottom one. So I borrow from the 5 and turn it into 10 ones. Boom. The 5 becomes a 4. Please be really careful that when we borrow, we make sure the number goes down. 10 minus 4 is a 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. And 9 minus 6 is a 3. Here we go. And bring down that decimal point and dollar sign, $3.26. Now, read the final question again. Put your finger on it right now. Find it. Find that final question. Put your finger on it. How much money does Emily have now? Emily has $3.26 now. Or you could say Emily now has $3.26, period. Circle. We're in the money. We're in the money. I don't know the words to the rest of that song either. Okay, yay! That is your Monday, April 6th. Happy birthday, Lila. Math lesson. Now go have an awesome day.